a player?
Well, I don't really have any, we really don't have any plan as of right now in terms of playing time. That works itself out, and usually we'll see how things progress, but it's important to have depth, and we have good depth at the forward center positions. I think that's a good thing.
What about him, though? What do you like about him in his game?
Well, I think Tyler is, it's really relatively early, and seeing what he does, he's really excellent quickness and gets to the basket extremely well. He's a really good rebounder defensively and offensively, and I think he's obviously a pretty highly rated player, so he's got some really good skills.
Jim, normally first practice would be tomorrow, but this year you've been able to start early. How has that helped or impacted the team in its developments to this point?
Well, we're way ahead of where we would be. That doesn't necessarily mean, though, that we're going to get further than where we would want to get. It just means that for right now, which really doesn't mean anything because we're not playing right now, we're better prepared than we would be to play a game right now, but we're not playing a game right now. So I think the key is to use what we've done, what we've been able to do with these early practices, and to keep building on those as we go forward so that we don't plateau, we don't stay here. We're obviously way ahead of where we would normally be at this stage because of the summer and because of the extra practices that we've had. Normally we'd be just starting practice. So I think we're going to have an extra 15 practices during the September-October period than we normally would. And we have the 10th in summer, 6 practices, 4 games. So there's a big edge up there. And obviously right now we're way ahead of where we would be at this stage. And we just have to keep building on it, keep working on it, extend the benefits out that we have.
With the extra practices and the games in Canada, have you started to figure out the roles for some of the newer players yet?
Well, I think that usually works out. That usually works its way out. Everybody's got a skill set. And, I think that the offensive end of the court, particularly with so many practices, that works itself out. Defensively, we're again way ahead of where we would be. We've been able to do a lot of stuff with the young players, getting them familiar with the defense, and also to play more than one position in defense, which takes some time to do. So I think that's been a real positive of the early practices. But roles work themselves out as we go along. What guys do well, that's what we'll try to take advantage of.
Coach, having so many first-year guys, how important is it to have CJ and Bai in that senior leadership?
Well, I think the great thing that we've been able to do over the years is to have senior leadership. We had 2 seniors last year. We had seniors. We've had seniors. We've been able to bring guys along and to have those seniors. I think is important. They played in the tournament. They played in the big games for their whole careers, and I think that's something that the younger players can look to what those guys have done. I think that's crucial. We have a good mix, veteran guys and young players.
With the new rules over what's going to be called a foul and what's not, this program seems to be very physical. Is that something you're adjusting?
No, I don't think so. We're not out on the court that much. We're not that physical out on the court. We're physical in the lane, but I don't think that'll change that much. I don't think the new rules will have much of an effect on our defense. I think it'll help offensive movement for everybody.
CJ decides to come back for his senior year. He led you in scoring and rebounding last year, but is he going to have any kind of different role or a different impact for this year?
You know, I mean, CJ finds a way to get his points. He knows how to play the game, and he plays off other players very well. You know, he's improved every year that he's been here. You know, he'll get more opportunities this year, I think, than he has in the past. Offensively, you know, last year he was the second or third option most of the time, and this year he'll be the first option.
Hey, Coach, behind Tyler, how much improved is Mike in his ball handling, ability to play?
You know, I think Mike has had a really good redshirt. He had a really good redshirt year. I think he really worked hard. I think we pushed him. Coaches pushed him. I think he really improved in that year. I think the summer was good for him. He played on a trip, and then he played with us. You know, he's had a lot of work. He's played both the 1 and the 2 in practice. He plays a little bit more for 1 in practice because it's a more difficult position. But he's comfortable with the 2 or the 3. But I think he's improved as a player. I think he really used his year well. I think in most cases, guys who we've redshirted have really benefited from it, and it's really helped their game. And I think it's helped Mike. I think he's had really good practices so far.
Coach, how do you think that the addition of different teams in non-conference play helps the team really prepare for the ACC and what I think might be some tougher competition?
Well, I think, first of all, we're going from a really, really tough league to a really, really tough league, so there's no difference for us as far as the league play. Non-conference games always, you use that part of your schedule to get ready for conference play. I mean, that's basically what the non-conference games do. We've got really good tests in the non-conference part of our schedule, and I think those are all the kind of games that will help you get ready. So when you go into conference play, you will have been tested. We'll be tested in that part of our play. We'll see a lot of different kinds of teams, different styles, and that's the same way it'll be in the league. Whether it's the Big East or the ACC, there's always teams with different styles, and you have to learn to adjust to them.
With James gone, how much more important is Trevor to be a three-point threat?
Well, I think Trevor's really come along. I think he showed some really good signs last year. I think he's much more consistent this year. Every day in practice, you see a difference. He's a much more consistent player. I think he's really he's a hard worker. I think with some players, it takes a year or two to really get ready. And I think Trevor's used his couple of years, his 2 years, extremely well. I think he's really ready, confident, and I think he'll have a great year this year.
At this point, where are the 3 veteran centers at?
I think, the one thing I'll say overall for our team, I think everybody has improved. I think everybody has done their work in the off season. I think there's improvement within every position. I think guys have improved since they've been here. Some of the freshmen certainly. I think our big guys are better. I think they're obviously we're going to play 2 big guys together, as we did last year some of the time, different situations. And I think there's tremendous improvement there. We got a senior, junior, and a sophomore. That's a good experience. I think I've seen a lot of very hard work, and they're very well prepared.
What are some of the things you like that you've seen out of Tyler so far?
I think Tyler's is a steady player. He knows how to play. He plays like a veteran point guard. as a freshman. He's got a good skill set. He can be explosive. He can make plays, but he also can run the team in the half court. Makes good decisions. I think he's, probably as well prepared as any freshman point guard that we've had coming in as a freshman.
Coach, on defense, how do you make up for the lost length that Michael brought to that job?
Michael was a great defensive player. He really was. I think it was underrated. Probably he's one of the, he's probably the best defensive guard that we've ever had here, and made things happen, deflected things, really disrupted offenses. It's hard to replace that. I think our defense at the top is good. I think, Mike Benjig is just a guy with good size. But we're not small out there. We're pretty good. But I think that's what Michael, one thing he brought defensively that's difficult to replace. He's a great defensive player.
What can we expect out of B.J. Johnson? What can we expect out of B.J. Johnson?
B.J. has had really good practices. He played well this summer. He's one of the best shooters on our team. He's long. He's very athletic. He's learning as we go. He's a very good player.
How is the team kind of taken to Tyler as a point guard and a freshman? Is there, obviously they respect him as a freshman, but how is the team kind of grown with him?
Oh, they're fine. They like playing with him. He gives them the ball. Everybody likes point guards that pass.
I've heard his basketball IQ is supposed to be really high.
He's a very smart player. He plays like a veteran. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And, he's still a freshman. He's going to have his ups and downs like all freshmen do. But, he plays. He's a very smart player. And is pretty steady.
Coach, what sort of growth have you seen out of Jerami Grant?
Jerami, he was frustrated a little bit by this summer where he got sick and couldn't play in the under-19 team. That held him back a little bit. Got hurt right away here when he came in. Didn't practice until about a week ago. But he did play in the summer trip. Played well. I see him. He's improved. He's worked his game. I think he's a much improved player. I think he's still got a lot of things he can do to get better and will. But he's a tremendous player. He had a really good year last year, and he played really well in big games last year.
Jim, there'll be a dunk contest tonight. Who would have won the dunk contest on your team in years?
There's only one guy that could dunk. Dave Bing would win it today if he was here now. He would win. Well, he might not win it today. He's 68, but if he was here and in the same, could be transported back in time, he'd win it here.
Question, Coach?